And welcome back from the game of Algeria versus Ivory Coast, where Algeria actually now qualifies for the semi-finals with one goal that they won today. And later on at 10 p.m. you'll still have Senegal versus Mauritania with Peter Otai. In our top stories of the day, in UBC News tonight, let BOU Governor Mutebile held for his role in Uganda's economy recovery. Still to come, UNEB releases the 2020 PLE results with UPE schools showing a big improvement. School celebrates spontaneously as PLE results are released. In more stories to come, UPDF to mark 42 Tarehe Sita anniversary in Mbara, the 42nd Tarehe Sita. A very good evening once again and welcome to UBC News tonight with me, Sharon Chomjisha. In our top stories of the day, the 2022 primary leaving examinations have been released during a ceremony held at State House, Nakasero. The Minister for Education and Sports, First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni, released the examination and commended the remarkable 1.7% performance improvement in universal primary education schools. Take a look.
The 2022 primary leaving examination results have been released with a performance improvement of 1.7% in universal primary education schools. Out of the 832,654 candidates registered from 14,691 centers, 583,768, which is 70.1%, were from UPE schools, while 248,982, which is 29.9%, were from non-UPE schools.
It's my singular pleasure to release the 2022 primary leaving examination results to the public.
The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, has attributed this to the strengthening public confidence into the program.
These statistics, therefore, indicate the rising confidence the people of Uganda have put in UPE.
At the release of 2022 primary leaving examination results, it has been established that the number of absenteeism and dropouts is increasing.
We want to inform the country with certainty what we know about what is bringing this dropout rate, so that if there is a way we can put an end to it, we do it as government. And we will not stop until we inform the country about what we consider to be our solution. I also appeal to the parents and guardians to play an active role in providing both the physical and emotional support children require during the course of their education and the examination period. Once a child is registered for an examination, that child must sit for that examination.
The detailed score in the 2022 primary leaving examinations indicates that 114,617, which is 14.1%, passed in Division 1, 357,799, which is 44.1%, passed in Division 2, 146,583, which is 18.1%, passed in Division 3, 95,702, which is 11.8%, passed in Division 4. A total of 97,109, which is 12%, were ungraded. At least 2.5% registered candidates did not sit for the PLE exams.
The percentage of candidates that are registered but did not take the examination for one reason or the other. Whereas this number had been steadily decreasing, as we can see from 2017, unfortunately, for some reason that we still have to discover, this number went up by, and we now have 2.5% of the candidates who were absent.
The examination board is requesting for more funding to plan adequately to the pupils with special needs.
It should be noted, however, that the funding given to UNEB for the UPE candidates has remained static for the last 5 years. This impacts negatively on the budget and the body's ability to effectively deliver on its mandate.
For the selection of those joining post-primary set between the 2nd and 3rd of February of 2023 at Uma Grounds, Lugogo.
The date for reporting to school for Senior 1 will be the 20th of February 2023.
The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataya Museveni, instructed schools not to increase school fees.
Has guided that all schools maintain the fees structure for third term of 2022 as we await further guidance on government on this matter. Now that we are aware of the high commodity prices that have greatly affected the cost of running schools and life in general, but we must also be considerate of the plight of those parents and guardians.
Education stakeholders are cautioned on their participation in examination malpractice.
I therefore sound a strong warning to all head teachers who have been found attempting to institutionalize cheating by cutting open questions paper envelopes to access the questions before time, the question papers prior to the designated examination time, to desist this evil.
The primary leaving examination were conducted on the 8th and 9th of November 2022 under the theme Integrity and Security in the Management of Examinations. The health and safety of learners is a joint responsibility. This set of examinations marked 25 years of universal primary education since its inception in 1997. Abdul Nasser Lubwama for UBC.
Well, congratulations to all the children or students that sat for their exams, and we only wish you well as you get to start high school on the 20th of February 2023. Moving on from that, President Yoweri Museveni has asked officials handling Uganda's, especially the Ministry of Finance and Bank of Uganda, to emulate late Mutebile's honesty. He was officiating the late Professor Emmanuel Mutebile's memorial lecture held at Kampala Serena Hotel. Details follow.
A big number of people have this Friday turned up at Kampala Serena Hotel to participate in the memorial lecture of the late former Bank of Uganda Governor, Professor Emmanuel Mutebile. President Yoweri Museveni graced the event that was graced by who is who in the banking sector. The late Professor Mutebile was instrumental in helping government achieve monetary leverage through advising on the role of private sector, controlling inflation, allowing exchange rate to find its level, resistance against economic cheap popularity, and the health insurance scheme.
That if you maintain macroeconomic stability, then the private sector will be encouraged to invest, and you will get growth. Yes, some of the people in the towns may respond positively. But Mr. Kaguta, my father, is he part of the private sector? Because I told Mutebile, Mr. Kaguta is not part of the private sector. He's part of the traditional sector. A country like Uganda, maybe some of the other countries, you need to do more than using the macroeconomic tools to make people wake up and become part of the money economy.
The president cited parliamentary democracy, which delayed Uganda to construct Bujagari Power Dam and impacted on the growth of the economy. He explained that Uganda's economy challenge now is how to eliminate the corruption.
GDP ratio of 13%, what 14% is really due to the corruption in the Ministry of Finance and in the URA, although we have changed, but there is a problem there. I've told them many times, and I have quite enough evidence to show them that there's a lot of under-collection of tax in the IMF person was correct. All these new buildings, which are real estate, there's a lot of under-collection of revenue. It is the corruption in the Ministry of Finance. And some of those people who were under Mutebile were not as clean as Mutebile was.
Professor Mutebile endowed staff of Bank of Uganda with a legacy of progressive policy making, which has helped them navigate the shocks hitting Uganda's economy.
Out us with a legacy of pedigree in courageous, pragmatic, and progressive policy making that has enabled the Bank of Uganda to successfully navigate the shocks hitting the economy in a world of radical uncertainty.
The Director Africa Department at the International Monetary Fund, Dr. Abebe Selassie, said had Professor Emmanuel Mutebile been alive, he would have prioritized policies like aggressive domestic revenue, mobilization and financial deepening to promote economic growth. The 7th President of the Africa Development Bank, Dr. Donald Kaberuka, said the late would have insisted a lot about anchoring on the independence of the central bank and ensuring that all institutions coordinate closely.
That if Governor Mutebile was here, he would probably say, stay the course, be consistent. Don't be distracted by the crisis, manage them fairly, manage structural transformation, work on the multilateral order, and then keep the discipline, and success is guaranteed.
The Governor Central Bank of Kenya, Dr. Patrick Njoroge, said the lesson he learned from the late Mutebile was to be aware of your own vulnerabilities and never throw away the credibility of the central bank.
Conditions for the monetary union, etc., etc. But understood that we cannot rush ahead with monetary union and, should we say, common currency and all those other things without the preconditions being satisfied.
I'm Navka Farida and Stephen Kalisia in Kampala.
Thank you so much, Navka, Farid and Stephen. In more stories, Ministry of Education and Sports has released the 2020 primary leaving examination results this Friday, with male candidates performing better than their female counterparts. The examinations released packed of spontaneous celebrations at the schools, some of which have been visited by Ugandan Broadcasting Corporation. Take a look.
Whoever thought teachers don't know how to party should revisit his opinion, because the release of the 2022 primary leaving examination results has brought the best out of them. At Imbuya Parents School is a case in point, where our reporters found a party mood as the teachers celebrated 162 first grades of the 195 that sat exams.
Yes, my name is Guy Jordan. I feel quite excited because the route hasn't been easy. My dreams are to become a civil engineer, and I hope they come true.
My name is Rubango Kelo Gabriel Otim. Well, I feel very excited because this has been a very lifelong dream to get a 4. And my dreams to be when I grow up is to become a mechanical engineer.
We really want to thank God that He enabled us to put the energies together, and we pulled up this good performance. The trick is just hard work, collaboration with the parents, understanding what children want.
My advice to all the 7 candidates 2023 is to work hard. Fail is not hard if you prepare for it.
Many Ugandans know Susan Muwonge as one of the best rally car drivers in the Pearl of Africa. She surely ranks up there and has over the years diversified into other ventures, notably educating the nation at her St. Francis Junior School.
Results are out today for our candidates 2022. We had a total of 131 candidates, and at least we have managed to get 119 first grades. It's not been easy, but through teamwork we have managed to bring up outstanding candidates. We would like to thank our parents for the great support they give to our children and the school at large. We thank the teachers and staff who are doing a great job to ensure that these children are safe at school, and everybody.
At Sera Junior School, Mbalala and Mukono campuses, the mood is jubilant as the parents and teachers celebrate sustained success.
Agnes, the head teacher, Sera Junior School, Mukono campus. It's along Unabuchi Road. We want to thank the Lord. He has made us excel again. We had 98 candidates and they all passed in first grade.
We want to congratulate all our pupils upon the excellent performance.
We are here to give thanks to the Almighty God for the great performance that our children have achieved.
The head teacher at Mwana Primary School in Kireka relieves the journey that has got them 10 first grades from the 30 learners that sat exams.
I feel happy. I have joy that my children 2022 have performed very well.
Many schools in Uganda registered few candidates, and a credit to some like Golden Academy Nursery and Primary School Kakola in Kalaji Mukono district, where the success level is decent vis-a-vis the learners that sat.
I'm very happy to our first P7. The result has come back. We have managed to get 4 aggregates out of the 7. 4 got first grade and 3 passed in second grade. I thank my teachers because they have been committed to the work.
I thank my teachers for teaching me. I thank my parents for paying my school fees in time.
I thank my teachers for the great work that they have done.
The director, JIT Nursery and Primary Schools, Haji Mukaya, commends the learners for the 81st grades from the 105 candidates.
What led to our success? In fact, we want to attribute it for many factors. The first one, we have good teachers. Then secondly, the children were disciplined. Children are disciplined, and then payment of teachers. So when a person is motivated, he works very well. Then another one was the environment. Environment, you see, for us we are located a bit higher on the hill, so there is no noise. That one also was one of the factors.
I'm happy that I performed well, and what I advise other kids to hard work so that they can perform also well.
Very good, very good. Steve?
Hillside Primary School Nalia is also one of those that celebrated excellence, with many pupils here celebrating the much acclaimed 4.
9 children with aggregate 4 and 140 children with aggregate 5, and the rest passed equally well. We want to thank God for this performance. We want to thank our dear parents and children, the directors and management of Hillside Schools, and the dearest teachers.
And I got a 4. I'm very excited and I'm very happy that I've made all my parents proud and all my relatives and friends.
The situation doesn't differ at landmark schools Zana and Seta, where, like since time immemorial, the learners performed pretty well.
We are really so happy. We are in jubilations for the good performance of our 2022 P7 candidates. Altogether, they sat 30 children, and all of them have passed in first grade.
I feel very happy about being the best among the best pupils, getting the best marks. I feel so very happy about it.
In Kisenyi Mbengo, Kampala, the community and school administration is cheering the 29 first grades.
I got 8 aggregates.
The school hierarchy attributes to
and I thank our teachers who taught us very well in order that we can pass very well. And I'm so happy that all other members in my class passed very well.
Got 10 aggregates, and I thank God for that. I thank my parents, my teachers. My teachers gave me a lot of time.
At Victoria's Primary School in Kampala, the 120 students that passed have been urged to keep the excelling spirit, since they have a long way to go in their education journey.
Because they had different classes and the gaps were varied. So what we did was to incorporate and see that we would be able to take them through the topics that they had not even covered.
Schools like Madina Islamic Junior School in Nsanji, where the pioneer class have excelled, have urged government to reduce on taxes of scholastic materials to enable smooth management.
They have passed in first and second grade only.
The best actually is in Shimimana Umaru with 8 aggregates, and then others have followed there. For this time around, we had learners with some challenges, as you know, here and there. First of all, we were a bit challenged by the curriculum, whereby the UNEP actually resorted to exercising or examining our learners using the abridged curriculum.
All celebrations anywhere in the country pale in comparison to what is at Kisoro Demonstration School, where the National Resistance Movement Party's vice chairperson, who also doubles as LC3 Kisoro Central Division, Ramadan Ndikuyeze, is celebrating 9 aggregates. Ramadan, who scored 1 in English, 4 in mathematics, 2 in SST and 2 in science, delayed his own education for his children, who have contributed about 10 degrees to the family.
Mwebwe tukifuza mukora indege, mukore za roketi, imodoka, amagare. So uzuru kumbira utimvuye mu kizungirizo ubwo nzamenya ngurize. Nawe kumbira ngurize.
Meanwhile, at Kingsway Nursery and Primary School, where Wakiso District, a total number of 134 candidates were registered, out of whom 126 passed in grade 1.
This good performance has been brought about by motivated staff, management that is always supportive, providing all that we needed.
My name is Mugisha Kevin. I got aggregate 4 and PLE. My teachers are the ones that have helped me to get this.
And I have gotten a 5, yes, and I'm so happy.
Also at St. Anthony Nursery and Primary School, Mutungo in Nakawa Division, the party for success continues.
First year to sit from here. St. Anthony is just such a humble school, but God has done it for us. So we are grateful to the candidates, and that's the noise you hear that I try to make, the excitement.
In Wakiso and Kampala districts, Elion primary schools emerged the best.
Got a very strong foundation. I know wherever they are going to be in the next level, they are going to do very well. I thank the primary 7 teachers because they do the part of finishing of a child so that they can score highly.
I feel good because I've passed with Division 1.
I thank my parents, my dad for paying school fees in time, my mom for encouraging and supporting me always.
But as celebrations continue across the country, all isn't well at Nile Citizen Junior School in Kalisizo, whose Director of Studies, Awan Silva Mugumya, is facing jail after alleged defilement.
Basobodde okukwata Seduvuto oba yasobya ku mwana omuto ataneetuka ng'ono omusibe ayitibwa Mugumya Silva nga wa myaka 24 egy'obukulu omusomesa ku Nile Citizen School.
Congratulations to all the candidates that have passed and are joining high school. Now, moving on from that, Uganda celebrated 37 years of liberation on Thursday with the main celebrations held in Kakumiro district. It is a period that has seen President Yoweri Museveni work with various categories of people, oftentimes bringing his opponents closer. It is on such basis that fellow leaders have described him as a listening, tolerant and patient president. We have a detailed report on this story.
Politicians have disagreed with him.
Ugandans in all parts of the country, we are reaching out to you.
Sometimes calling him names. Entertainment groups have acted his place and person.
For those who have been asking me, now show us your successor. Here is my successor.
But he has instead laughed them off. Because that's how the Africans survive. Some government agencies have sabotaged his development programs.
I heard that a court had stopped the man who had put $630 million on the ground.
But he has not veered off the modernization track.
This is not just constitutional mandate, it is historical mandate.
These are the leadership attributes that fellow leaders acknowledge as unique. One such leader is State Minister for Mineral Development, Peter Lokeris.
He can never forget whatever he has, just sticks in his head.
He has worked with the president since liberation days and all he has seen is an inclusive leader.
Well, those who are attentive and looking at him, he can do a lot. Love for the country, unity of the people, and unity for purpose, serving the interests of the people.
Being focused, as opposed to being diverted, is what has kept the head of state going. To acknowledge this fact is the State Minister for Animal Industry, Ramirama Bright Kanyontore. His experience of working with the president is shared with his defense counterpart, Jacob Oboth.
What makes his leadership unique is that he's very patient, he tolerates criticism, he allows people, he gives the people a chance to do what they want to do, but most importantly, he remains focused on his agenda.
He takes his time to analyze, and the third thing is about very, very knowledgeable. I think he's a person who reads a lot, he expands knowledge, and I believe that as leaders, we have everything to learn from him.
Even as the country celebrates 37 years of liberation, young leaders born about a year to liberation victory speak fondly of President Museveni. Evelyn Anite and Persis Namganza are some such leaders. Born in 1984, both are state ministers in Museveni's government.
The common term I learned about President Museveni is saying, Muwache. Anyone does something wrong, he's not going to say, let this person be in prison, let the person be tortured. You oppose him, he's not going to say that, organize and kill the person. The word is always one, Muwache. Leave them, they will learn for themselves.
He's very patient, and so that's a very rare quality of people. Some people, when they talk and people don't do, they abandon that idea. But he has been consistent and is still consistent to make sure that people understand the message of creating Werese versus development.
Such patience and tolerance have seen socio-economic progress in Uganda, including industrialization, as Evelyn Anite alludes.
When he came to power, we're talking about only 80 factories. And today we are talking about total number of 4,800 factories in the whole of Uganda. And we're steadily progressing.
It is on such basis that leaders at all levels have a lot to learn from the president as the country continues to observe 37 years of liberation.
Our president knows how to draw priorities. Over time he has learned that experience, but he's also extremely patient and he cannot work under pressure. You cannot push him to pressure because he understands the economy of the country.
Regardless what we talk about to him, what we say about him, for him is very focused to make sure that the country develops.
This year's liberation anniversary continues to be observed under the theme, our resolute effort to transform Uganda is a promise we shall fulfill. Henry Okurut, UBC.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat
exercise profile to adopt and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Barra and Jinja.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Come to Capital Shoppers. We have a variety of items like gift hampers, foods, garments, cosmetics, and all sorts of drinks. Enjoy your shopping experience this festive season at affordable prices in our fully stocked branches in the following areas: in Tinder Station Road, opposite Makere Business School along Portbell Road, Duster Street opposite Nakasero Market, and Garden City on Yusuf Lule Road. At Capital Shoppers, we offer you value for your money. To all our customers and suppliers, we thank you for your continuous support. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The Ministry of Health informs the public that a second round of the house-to-house polio immunization campaign will take place from Friday, the 20th of January to Monday, the 30th of January 2023 in the following 4 districts that were affected by the Ebola outbreak: Kasanda, Mubende, Mukono, and Wakiso. During this house-to-house polio immunization campaign, health workers will come to your homes, workplaces, schools, daycare centers, places of worship, and other community gatherings and immunize all your children below 5 years of age. Please cooperate with the health workers and give them access to your homes to vaccinate all your children aged 5 years and below against polio. It is important to note that this house-to-house polio immunization campaign does not replace routine immunization. The polio vaccine is safe, effective, and free.
Parents and guardians, please ensure that all your children below 5 years of age are immunized against polio during the second round of the polio immunization campaign from Friday 20th of January to Monday 30th of January 2023 in the following 4 districts: Kasanda, Mubende, Mukono, and Wakiso. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF, World Health Organization, and partners.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. As we continue with UBC News Tonight, this year's Tarehe City celebrations will be held in Great Mbarara region as part of the fulfillment of the Fronasa liberation struggle. The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwe, commends the UPDF for its continued role and stabilizing peace and security not just in Uganda but across the region. Details follow.
As part of the commemorations of this year's 42 Tarehe City anniversary celebrations, Uganda People's Defence Forces has organized a series of events, including but not limited to tree planting to mitigate climate change. Speaking during the launch of Tarehe City event, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwe, commended the UPDF for its continued efforts towards realizing stability of the country and steering infrastructure development projects.
we were on the verge of being a failed state. This was not only a failure of politics, but mainly a failure of managing the military. But since the success of NRA in 1986, we have not had any single coup, and we have not had any unstable change of government. Every transition we are having is out of people's way. This is a true transformation of our army, and I want to congratulate you upon that.
The Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs Vincent Sempija notes that this year's celebrations of Taresita will take place in Mbarara as fulfillment of the Fronasa Liberation Circuit and consolidate the historical footprints of the founders of the liberation.
The battles along Mbarara, Kabale Road, in areas of Lugando, Rwampara, the killing of many Ugandans at Rwemiyenje, the establishment of the camp at Chigaragara, Chishumba sub-county and Ngarama sub-county, Isingiro, Kakoba and the Kamukuzi locations played a crucial role in sealing the people's resolve to liberate the country from misrule.
This year's theme will center on recognizing the sacrifices of the founders of the People's Revolution for socio-economic transformation, and as such, UPDF has pledged to continue following the founding principles of the army by putting citizens on the center of gravity.
And in our choice of the theme, we are mindful that UPDF is a force which was founded on revolutionary principles, and we normally use such occasions as the Defense Forces Week to reclarify our character as a people's army. An army with a correct ideological foundation that shuns sectarian tendencies while embracing national interests. An army with a correct military doctrine that recognizes the people as their center of gravity, and hence never ever get tempted to turn to guns against the masses, whether inside Uganda or around the region.
Taresita is celebrated annually by UPDF every 6th of February to remember the day that 27 National Resistance Army attacked Kabamba barracks that sparked the beginning of the revolution. Sada Mutebile, UBC News, Kampala.
Still in UBC News tonight, the International Criminal Court in The Hague, led by Karim Khan, is working towards ensuring that LRA's rebel Joseph Kony gets additional charges alongside 33 offences that he's being charged with. This was communicated by Santa Ana, the International Cooperation Advisor, Office of the Prosecutor, during a press conference in Kampala.
The Lord's Resistance Army rebel Joseph Kony is still wanted by the International Criminal Court in Hague. The labor leader now held in the jungles of Garamba, of the Democratic Republic and the Central African Republic is being slapped with additional charges. This has prompted the Office of the Prosecution at the ICC to petition court to prefer 33 charges against him, including rape, murder, sexual enslavement, among others.
The confirmation of charges is not a trial, as there is no such thing as a trial in the absence of the suspect before the ICC. But the confirmation of charge hearing is a proceeding that allows the judge to determine whether there is enough evidence for a case to go to trial. A warrant of arrest was issued against Joseph Kony back in 2005, and that warrant referred to 33 charges against Joseph Kony for crimes that the Office of the Prosecutor, he committed in northern Uganda.
The International Cooperation Advisor, Office of the Prosecution, Dahiro Santa Ana says there is need for victims of the Bada Rebellion to get justice.
We found it actually necessary and appropriate to request such a hearing so as to provide for justice to the victims, but also to help actually mobilize effort and resources to track Joseph Kony and to bring him before the court.
Santa Ana also highlighted on the $5 million bounty put on Kony's head for anyone who knows where to locate him.
Programs that the US has put forward, which is the $5 million, is something also which is very attractive. So whoever, wherever has information about Joseph Kony whereabouts should actually contact the ICC to say, I know where he is and this is the information. And we believe that with the US, that person may be able to get such reward.
The Hague-based International Criminal Court is now preparing to hear the confirmation of charges against Kony. In absentia, Rebecca Natongo, Dorcas Chimono, UBC News.
Now, Judiciary is to hold the 24th Annual Judges Conference at Mutebile Hotel in Kampala come the 30th of January to the 2nd of February 2023. This was communicated by the Head Judicial Training Institute, Damali Luanga, at a media briefing at the Judiciary headquarters in Kampala District.
The 23rd Annual Judges Conference is to be held in Kampala, come 30th January to 2nd February 2023. The conference is to attract Supreme Court justices, justices of Court of Appeal, High Court justices, and registrars that work with the judges and justices, foreign justices among others, the Chief Justice of South Africa.
We shall review the performance of each of these courts separately and discuss, and we shall come up with the best way forward in respect of each of the courts. It's important to us because when these judicial officers come together in such an organized forum, they review their performance better, but they also share a lot of experiences and views about their work and also the work of the judiciary in general.
The function will include judicial officers discussing on issues on how to increase access to justice to Ugandans, not eliminating their health, as the head of Judicial Training Institute explains.
We look at the successes and achievements that we have had in the previous year, and we shall also look at the challenges or weaknesses that we have suffered in that year. This will help us to lay strategies for the year, for our work in the year 2023, with the view to further improve the administration of justice. We also know that our health is important, so we shall have presentations, we have topics on the program for a consultant, a senior consultant physician to talk to us about non-communicable diseases.
Judiciary also highlighted on the opening of the new lawyer ceremony that will be held on 3rd February 2023.
For that one will take place at the High Court headquarters grounds, and in that one we get joined by lawyers. Again, during that function, the Chief Justice gives accountability to the Ugandans on how the courts have performed in the previous year, the challenges that were faced by the courts, the opportunities that helped the courts perform better. The registries will be open, the other staff of the judiciary will be available attending to the court users.
The conference will be held under the theme, the Judiciary Transformation Agenda, Enhancing Access to Justice. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is expected to be the guest of honor. Deborah Namamonde, Susan Nabugode, UBC News.
Buganda Katikiro Charles Peter Maiga has asked graduates and parents not to venture into business before making adequate research. This was during Buganda Royal Institute of Business and Technical Education's 7th graduation at Kacheka Mengo in Rubaga Division.
Over 1,000 students have graduated at Buganda Royal Institute of Business and Technical Education Kake Kamengo during a function graced by Katikiro of Buganda Charles Peter Maiga. It was a moment of joy as graduates were awarded diplomas and certificates in various vocational studies.
Everyone here is waiting for one person.
Peter Maiga advised the graduates not to hurry into businesses before carrying out the necessary research and acquiring the necessary skills.
I know that the way you've been trained, you may be able to start on your own, but I wouldn't advise you to do that immediately after here. You need to be employed in the areas of your specialization, the experience you require, the relations you build, how do you handle clients. That is best taught when you are working somewhere. Then eventually you'll be able to probably start on your own.
He also appealed to leaders in Rubaga Division and KCCA to help the institution from those who want to grab the institute's land.
Part of our land here has been illegally occupied by unscrupulous people who want to profit from the assets of others. I request the RDC, I request the mayor, I request KCCA, the local authorities, but most specifically the courts of law, to expeditiously dispense justice for the good of education.
The Minister for Education in Buganda Kingdom, Dr. Prosperous Nanchindu, graced the occasion and urged the graduates to maintain discipline in order to access employment.
The current global problem of unemployment is surmounted by unemployable people.
The principal of Institute, Anthony Wamala, asserts that despite challenges, a lot have been achieved, among of which is introducing courses for persons with hearing impairments.
10 deaf students are graduating today in various courses. We are very grateful to Judicial Foundation that sponsored these students.
Some of graduates put success to go despite COVID-19 challenges that made them lose almost 2 years of studies.
I'm very humbled and delighted to have completed my education, and I want to thank the Almighty God. I know that in the outside world we are going to see a lot, but in all is to go.
My name is Farida Nachtende. I thank my parents who have been giving me tuition.
I've been one of the best students in elementary tailoring. I really thank my parents, mom and dad.
At least a total of 1,031 graduated with diplomas and certificates, among these 565 female and 464 male. Sada Mutebile, Andrew Sebida, UBC News.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Capote Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Capote deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Capote Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Mbara and Jinja.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Thank you for still keeping it on UBC News Tonight. And as we get into our business stories, the Minister for Education and Mineral Development, Ruth Nankabirwa, has commissioned the long-awaited Namamve-Luzira transmission line at the Namamve South Industrial Park substation to start the supply of power directly to the industrial parks. While commissioning this 132 kV substation, Nankabirwa reiterated government commitment of providing cheap electricity to factories to facilitate industrialization. Take a look.
In order to relieve pressure on the available substations from the retail consumers and industrial parks, government constructed special substations targeting factories in different industrial parks.
But I also need you to convince me that you will increase consumption. So I want to implement in a way that I will not end up with asking for a subsidy.
The Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Ruth Nankabirwa, has commissioned the Namamve-Luzira transmission line at Namamve South Industrial Park to commence the pledge of connecting factories directly.
And if you convince me that when I put you to 5 US cents to be able to work day and night, you will maintain the bill of 4 billion that we've been paying. That means I am forcing you to increase production. Those companies that have accepted will have to sign MOUs with the regulator.
This direct power purchase policy intends to spur industrialization and to increase productivity for both local and foreign market.
We have enough room. We have enough room for industrialists to increase production for the benefit of the country. That all the components of this project have been fully accomplished.
The Uganda Electricity Transmission Company Limited will be charged with the responsibility of operating and connecting interested customers without going through a middleman.
UTCL will have, with these components, UTCL will have the current transmission network length increased to 3,992 kilometers and with a total of 31 substations in the country.
Minister Nankabirwa cautions manufacturers dealing in scrap business about conniving with electricity infrastructure vendors.
And I will come up with a policy that will close any factory which is found in possession of such infrastructure. Your licenses must be cancelled forthwith. Trucks ferrying these vandalized materials and they enter your gates. And then you demand for sustainable power supply. You demand for affordable power. You are just shooting yourselves in the stomach.
With the commissioning of this transmission line, industrialists are optimistic of the future in reducing the cost of production.
The reliability that we have been struggling with in this park, we have been, even yesterday, having issues to do with the power reliability issue, but we believe that this is one step ahead to see that the challenge is resolved.
This Namamve South Industrial Park power substation is among the 4 approved and completed industrial park substations which are being operated by the Uganda Electricity Transmission Company Limited with the sole purpose of connecting factories on the established power feeders.
Lastly, in our sports stories, the record books are beckoning for Novak Djokovic as he booked a place in the 2023 Australian Open final with a straight set of 7-5, 6-1, 6-2 win over Tommy Paul. The Serbian has never lost a semi-final or final at the Australian Open, and he never looked in danger of that changing at the Rod Laver Arena on Friday morning. Djokovic, who came into this tournament as the 4th seed, will equal the record for more Grand Slam wins of 22 held by rival Rafael Nadal, plus regaining the world #1 spot if he wins the final. Stefanos will provide the opposition to Novak in the final, and the Greek will also rise to the top of the standings by winning. Djokovic has won a record 9 Australian Open titles and will be seeking to scoop his 4th in the last 5 years after missing the 2022 edition thanks to the infamous vaccine controversy. Now, on the other hand, Tsitsipas is seeking his first ever Grand Slam title and lost his only previous final at Djokovic at the 2021 French Open. And that brings us to the end of UBC News Tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sharon Chomdeshe. It is 2 minutes past 10 p.m. You can enjoy Senegal versus Mauritania with Peter Otai. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
UBC.
Senegal up against Mauritania. It's about 2 minutes of the game played here, still very much cagey between the two sides. Annaba is where we are. Wonderful ambience and good football. We've just seen the Algerians qualify, becoming the first country to actually qualify for the semi-finals. And the Senegalese, who actually had the beta of that group that had Uganda, will try very much and probe and try and see if they can actually get more position and more action from this match. Well, they've actually begun very well, Senegal, with some pretty good stuff, and of course for the Mauritanian side, that man on your screen actually knows the true